you know what's going on. It is hot. But nonetheless, we must move on and continue to progress. And this topic, guys, I am so excited because I decided to braid my hair. Now, I know I made a prior video, at least by the time this goes up, that I had my reservations of braiding my hair. I have been allowing my hair to breathe and do what it do. And that's one of the things that I loved about putting the synthetic hair, because it just allows me to do like an everyday style, but just with a little add a little length to it. Right now I have my space buns in, and I just put like, I just have like a part going like diagonal. You hear my bones? Going diagonal. And I did put a little bit of gel. I put some aloe gel. And I used my tea to spray my scalp. Leave a comment down below if you want to know what type of tea I use for my hair, because that's how I've been moisturizing my hair. Listen, one of the things I realized is that this water is not the best for my hair, but especially with African American hair, I have hard water. I know it. So I do what I can to make sure I reserve. I have been doing tea rinses. I also put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in my tea rinses just to give it an added like cleansing effect, like sterilizing, for your scalp, just like for the health of my scalp. Because once your scalp is healthy, your hair is healthy. Oh my gloss. This is the NYC Clear. I got this from Amazon, guys. I was spending all this money on some other glosses, and don't get me wrong, I still love those, but this hits all the time because I'm always putting gloss on, and it's like, it's giving me, dare I say, the same texture and the same effect. I don't know, like, what am I doing? So NYC, but NYC always been good. But anyway, I'm a type of person who would like to like knock it out in one day, just get it done, just dedicate and go to sleep when you go to sleep and get it done. With that being said, know your strengths, be kind to yourself. My energy level, although high, I'm not going to compare it to when I was 25, period. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this in sections. Like, we're going to have a day. I'm thinking either like the day of washing and like washing, conditioning. I feel like that's a whole day of its own. Washing, deep conditioning, and trimming, and stretching my hair, because I do stretch my hair. That's the day. Prepare what we're gonna eat. I usually like to have fruits for majority of the day and hydrate myself. Maybe like a nice create a nice shake for myself. That's included. This is part of self-love, guys. I'm sharing my process because everything that I discuss, I do my best to implement them in all the interactions I have with myself. So planning my meals, I used to do that back then too, because we need to, it's a long ride, right? Prepare my hair for the process, feeding my hair, because your hair is part of your body. It needs to, every part of you needs your attention. So anyway, so planning the meals, right? Making sure we're hydrated. For me, I'm gonna do shakes and have fruits available, and maybe like a light nosh. I don't know, maybe like a salad, like a chicken salad or something like that, a chicken Caesar salad. You know what I'm saying? Just in case we needed that extra. I don't care what age you are. Anything that is going to lower your energy, you want to stay away from. Remember, this is you're gonna be in the thick of it, because doing your own hair, this is why people spend that money, because they do not want to do, or no, and also don't have time to do what I'm doing. For me, I've always done my own hair. I've done my hair. I'm a professional as well, but even before I was a professional, a licensed cosmetologist, I used to do my hair since I believe I started doing my own hair. My hair used to be really long and thick, you know, thicker, still thick, but thicker. And I believe I was like 11, 12 when my mother gave me the ranges. And dare I say, I want to say 10, but my mother, you know, I used to do her hair. With that being said, planning your meals, I did learn a couple of things along the way. I did mention before that I was a young mother, I still am, but I became a mother young in age. So I had to make sure my strength level, you want to win. So you take time to do the things or set yourself up to be in a winning state. And the reason why I'm going so hard with this particular subject is because I remember what happened to me when I didn't. Like when I just like on a whim, I just want this hairstyle. Get it today. You remember the days you going out, get the hair, do the hair, and then go out. I used to do all of that. Needless to say, that was harsh on me, not only physically, mentally, and everything, because you never want to overexert yourself. In a lot of cultures, they don't even eat all their food. Like they'll always leave a little bit behind. You know, this practice is very important because life is lifing all the time. You always want to have more energy allotted to you, and especially when you're in your 50s and up. You girls know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm going to do my hair. I'm so excited. So we decided that we're gonna make sure we have a meal plan. The meal plan that I just mentioned, by the way, is going to be the same through while I'm doing my hair. Just having enough of that where I don't have to go to the store. Just getting everything in a bulk plethora of just getting enough of everything that while I'm in, because usually when I do my hair, I don't go to the store. I'm not coming out until that's the thing. I'm not coming. So I do that because I do that so I will finish, because you want to go back. You know, you have things to do. With that being said, fruit shake. I may change up the lunch. Maybe it might be a soup with a salad, or just a nice hearty soup, or a Caesar salad. It depends. Lots of teas is happening. A lot of ginger with lime. A lot of that is happening as well. You guys know I do. Well, if you don't know, I do practice intermittent fasting. So how I eat is basically how I eat on a daily basis, but just making sure I have a plethora of things available to me so I won't have to stop what I'm doing for that day. So day one is managing the hair and everything around the hair that's going to get me to the next phase, right? So that means deep conditioning, washing, deep conditioning, snipping, because I do keep my hair at a certain type of length. So that's just me, period. So my hair actually grew a lot, and I'm gonna cut it again because it's just easier for me. So we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna stretch our hair. Once we do that, and that's a whole process. I'm going to do a video about that because I do want to talk about the tools that I use in order for me to stretch my hair, because I no longer use a flat iron. I don't use a flat iron to stretch my hair anymore. So yeah, I'll make a video about that one. That one is actually long overdue, but I'm going to do that. And or I'm going to do a new one, because I feel like I did, but I have had time to sit with this technique, so I have more to offer in terms of my thought process on it. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. I'm going to do that, and the next day we're going to concentrate on parting. We're going to concentrate on sectioning out and parting the hair. That's what we're going to do on a middle day. And I'm going to explain why. We're going to do that because our hair will be already treated, already oiled. I use specific oils. I use aloe. I use a combination of things. Rosemary for sure, because it's good for the stimulation of your scalp and hair growth. And when you have gray hair, because as you can see, oh, by the way, do you see her? You know what's so funny? I thought that I had way more gray hair than it's apparent. And I have been doing the braids where I would actually add in some of the gray, and I love that. But I feel like I love doing that because it just makes it like, I just like to mirror my scalp, especially I'm always with the part in the middle. But honestly, it's not even, it's just, God is so good. It's not even growing. I don't know how to explain it. It's, maybe I'm used to, you know what it is? It could be that I'm used to looking at it now. Back to the plan. I'm going to focus on sectioning out my hair. That's all I'm going to do the second day. Concentrate on sectioning the hair. The next day is D-Day. That's when we braid our hair. That is when we get it done. There's no stops. That's the end. You are now ready to braid, and this is going to be my focus. This is the day where you want to not only have the things that I mentioned to eat, you want to have a celebratory dinner. This could be anything. This could be ordering from the boil and getting a big thing of crab legs. It could be anything. It could be, for me, it's usually that, or a nice plate of Caribbean food, Haitian food. It could be anything, depending. It could also be McDonald's, because it depends on the energy that I have. But I want to be able to, chill on any level. Have dessert. For me, it's usually cookies and cream, Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And I also like to, you know what? I've been omitting the cookies. I've been putting the cookies on it, but I feel like, we want to just try to omit the sugar a little bit. So just a bite. You could do that throughout, but I like to do a little extra, because the 2 days, I probably more than likely I'm going to prepare a meal that can last me around those 2 days, and then the next day you see the vibes. The reason why on the second day you just focus on parting, because that takes a certain amount of energy and concentration. You want your parts to be as straight as possible, to the best of your ability. So you want to give all your attention to that. And it also allows you to get acquainted with the process, because you're sectioning out your hair. You're not braiding. You can, some people do, depending on what you're doing, but you do want to section out the parts, so when it's time to do your hair, you could just really just focus on doing the style. That's what has always worked for me, and it also makes it go really fast, in my humble opinion. It sounds long, but again, because you're reserving your energy, each task you're nailing, you know what I mean? So that's what we're gonna do. I feel like I'm gonna do that probably this weekend. And what I'm going to do, I'm trying to see if I'm gonna do it this weekend. I think I'm gonna do it this weekend, guys, because I feel like I'm definitely going to use the hair that I have, because I have a lot of hair. So I'm going to incorporate some of the hair that I have while just buying some other hair. This style, I feel like that I'm about to do is going to buy me some more time. I usually change my hair every week because I don't really, and I like doing that. I don't really do too much. I do like changing my hair like up more. So this style that I'm about to do can last anywhere between a month to 2 months, depending on what's going on. That's going to be a lot of times the good news is that my parts is going to be sectioned off, so I use oil on my hair, so it's going to allow me to like really get in there. Love that. And while protecting my hair, you know, I do keep my hair at a certain length, but I don't have my hair out like that, like just having it. I mean, sometimes, but personally I just like to have my hair tucked in, and when I feel like having it out, I do. No biggie. But that's gonna be the plan. I'm so excited. This reminds me of back in the day when I used to like get geared up to do my hair in like a style. If you know, you know. It's always nice to love on yourself, you know. Love on yourself. Do the things that's gonna bring you the most joy in the simplest form. You know, life is gonna be lifing, but there's still a way to sprinkle a little, how can I say, je ne sais quoi on to your life, which I feel will not only uplift you, but you become a shining light to those around you as well. And we all need that, but it begins with you. Right now I'm lighting this beautiful, gorgeous moon candle. It smells so magical. It smells so good. I don't know how to explain the smell. This is my first time buying this particular candle, and I know citrus is involved, but it's just such a calming, soothing, faint smell of the different aromas. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video, as well as check out the podcast at Elizabeth Magical Garden. It goes live every single Thursday, as well as check out my blog. Sign up for my email list, because then you'll be privy to all the new things I have coming up. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for your support. That is a lot in one breath. Guys, I'm excited about this series. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited about the series that we are on this journey together. Guys, stay blessed, stay in peace, and stay empowered.